Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Nick, your host for the Omniverse of Nick. Sorry for the poor intro last time. Anyways, this is part 4 to What If Tatum Riley Survived, aka part 4, Tatum's Survival. Be sure, as always, to smash the like button, subscribe to the Omniverse of Nick channel, and comment your favorite part or parts of ongoing or past stories, as well as future requests for what-ifs and general discussion and reviews. You can check out also in the Google Doc in the description of this video and all posts and videos to see what I've got in store for this channel in the future. And trust me, it's a lot. But let's get into part 4, wrapping up Scream 2 of Tatum Riley's story. Now, we have gotten to the point where Mickey is officially arrested, and Mrs. Loomis is the only one left. And she has called over the phone to Randy like she did. While Gail, Dewey, and Kenny look for her, Tatum and Randy are both calling Ghostface, Mrs. Loomis, and it gets to the point where they berate Billy. Ghostface grabs them both, but with Tatum there, this provides the edge that they are both able to outmaneuver and outman Mrs. Loomis, but Tatum still gets scarred and scratched. But thanks to her fight or flight instincts being significantly upped because of Billy Loomis, she kicks the ever-loving crap out of Mrs. Loomis, but that doesn't stop her, Ghostface, Mrs. Loomis, whatever the frick you want to call her, from just lashing. And it's obvious as the fight goes on that the Ghostface is getting more and more and more and more brutal. Once Dewey, Kenny, replacing Joel, it's why he's awkwardly put in there, and Gail come in, open the truck and everything, Ghostface is immediately thrown out by the tandem combined might of Randy and Tatum. And it's revealed that it's Mrs. Loomis. I mean, obviously. And she just berates everybody, and she's furious, utterly furious. She name drops her whole plan right now and how much of a disgrace Mickey was after hearing he's gotten arrested, or she might have just known, and that he was just a stupid little kid completely out of his mind who she thought would be right for the task that she had. But now, if she can't get Sydney, she will avenge her son's death and kill them all right now. She goes into attack, but being completely outnumbered by literally everybody there, she's cuffed instantly with almost no fight. Literally all 4 of them pretty much, actually it's 5, including Kenny. So she ain't got nothing. And Dewey says that now they've not only shown that they can protect Sydney, but they protected themselves. The threat's over now, but he was wrong. Dewey was dead wrong. Because even though Randy was able to put up a fight and they both got out of the truck alive, Randy still got stabbed in fatal places. Tatum only did so much to save him. So, while Tatum got the least injuries and scars out of it, Randy got hit in vital places and dies almost immediately after Mrs. Loomis is cuffed from his injuries. And them being associated, obviously, with how I've had it, Tatum takes this about as well as you would expect, crying and breaking down, seeing Randy's lifeless body. She steps straight up to Mrs. Loomis and replays a line that she gave to Billy before she fought back and defended herself, and asks her, "You want to play psycho killer?" very demeaningly, sarcastically, angrily, and after that, she just slaps Mrs. Loomis to the ground straight in the face. But Dewey says, "Tatum, sis, you gotta slow down. Calm down. We all know how you feel about Randy just now, but we have both killers. There's no need to do anything." But he doesn't even get to finish his sentence. Tatum just ignoring everything Dewey's saying, just shoves him out of the way right into Gail and Kenny and everyone. And she just takes Mrs. Loomis's knife and goes freaking crazy. She stabs, cuts, slices, and everywhere. The head, the arms, the legs, the neck, the stomach, everywhere she stabs, cuts, and slices Mrs. Loomis to death. And to death is me being nice. Literally, this is the picture that you see of Mrs. Loomis's original death. Now imagine that, but her being sliced, cut, and everywhere, looking like a big pile of spaghetti sauce with extra sauce, if you get what I mean. Anyway, it's freaking brutal, and she's very, very dead. Two things why it's so brutal. Just for those asking why I made it so brutal. Number one, Mrs. Loomis in the original, I'm sure we all hated for killing Randy. And in the sense of this death, it's actually worse. From the fatal injuries and everything and him dying after, she's done it as a character to herself. So it's deserved. Number two, because of Tatum and Randy's association and relationship with each other, true, I did not give like a true long in-depth process of this relationship like I did with the Casey story, but even there, I didn't go too deep into it. And this story is going to touch upon that later in about Tatum and the Meeks family and everything, but the reason I didn't do it in the Casey story is because it wasn't about Tatum then. This here is. But if the story calls for it, story calls for it. But anyway, point is, Mrs. Loomis is very, 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 very beyond words describable dead. And Mickey is still alive and taken to prison. He tries to do his whole trial thing about blaming the movies, but that could only work so well. If he'd done his original plan, maybe he could have pulled it off. But really, realistically, no. As for survivors, we have Tatum, obviously, Derek, Hallie, or Haley, and the two agents that were killed in the car. So, and we also got Kenny, who stays with Gail and remains to have Gail have her whole character development not really put in place fully with Dewey. So while they're talking and have some kind of relationship, it's not as strong at this point because Dewey has no reason to like Gail that much here because she's much more of a jerk. She hasn't gotten into that full field of Gail Weathers being like all Dewey lovey and all that. And Tatum gets approached about going with him, becoming an officer, maybe something like that. And Tatum responds in a very uncharacteristic way. She says that while she's not going to become an officer like Dewey, God no, she's already done enough damage to her body to last her years, and who knows how many more killings will spark up, especially because of Sydney and what they've done. But she will be with Dewey as long as humanly possible, now knowing the true extent of what loss means with Randy. And she does not want to part at this point from Dewey and just feels like Sydney at this point with Derek, she deserves a life. She deserves to be happy. And so do they. So they both should just live their life. Protect not only Sydney, but themselves. And hopefully Sydney should be able to do the same. And honestly, should work out for everybody. This should be the life that they should strive for. Whether they're an officer or not. Whether she's an officer or not. This is what they should do. And if somehow, some way, there's more killers in the future, more threats to save Sydney from or themselves from, you can bet every single dollar in the bank that they will be there. Dewey couldn't agree more. It's actually pretty touching and, really good speech from Tatum that this would be. And a great brother and sister dynamic. Sydney would get to live her life and be happy with Derek, and their relationship would actually start to form something real. Like, really real. Dewey and Tatum, they get to live their best lives as well. And begin a new whole deal on the brother and sister dynamic. As for Cotton Weary, you might ask? He still gets the whole Diane Sawyer thing, and gets his whole career lit up thanks to Sydney pulling strings, even though everything was done a huge heck of a lot differently. So it would have to be harder to deal with that with Cotton, but he would get his whole career thing lit up for him. And we get into Scream 3, with Tatum Riley included, and other changes, obviously. Will we ever see Mickey again? What other things will happen with Tatum being a pretty significant role in her survival? But that's all up to you guys. What will happen next? How'd you like this episode, and what is your favorite part so far? Don't forget, as always, guys, to smash the like button, subscribe to the Omniverse of Nick channel, and comment your favorite part or parts of ongoing or past stories, as well as future recommendations for what ifs in general discussion and reviews. You can see in the huge Google Doc in the description of this video and all posts and videos. With all that said, Scream 3 is coming up here with the Tatum story. Hope you guys liked this episode, and stay tuned because we've got a lot more in this tale.